Good day to you, pinballers, it's Nick here, and we're venturing into the Pinball Arcade by Farsight Studios. It's time for Season 7, yes, eventually. Published in 2017, this is Table Pack 62, and it's Paragon, a sort of like fantasy table there. It's quite an early table, based on the real one by Bally from 1979, which had a production run, I think, of 9,120 units. It's a wide body table, which might make it a little bit awkward, but we'll see how it plays. Now, a lot of the tables round about this era and before had 5 balls per go, but this has only got 3 balls, so it's going to be interesting to see how quickly it would have taken your money. The main aspects of this game are drop targets. There's 3, I think, on the right, and then some knockdown ones on the left up a ramp there. You have to do them all with 1 ball, or they reset. So it's going to be a bit tricky, and also light up the letters Paragon in the middle and the bonuses. These tables often are quite a bit more difficult than the Pinball FX3 because they're based on real life tables and try and recreate the same sort of game as much as they can, because the playfield's never going to get worn slightly and the ball bounce off at a weird angle. It's always brand new, so there's a little bit of deviance, but they try and get as close as possible. Now, with all these PlayStation 4 ones and Xbox One and Steam, we're down a goal already. The graphics are absolutely beautiful, a number of different views, and I'm still getting used to them, yes. Now, this table, a little bit like Black Hole, I suppose, on the flippers on the right. You've got 3 flippers down the bottom there, you can see, making it a little bit unusual. And then a flipper like midway up the left-hand side, which you can use to hit those targets on the opposite side. So how well will I do with this? Well, I don't know. There'll probably be a few goes here. Paragon 1979. And it goes without saying, I've never seen this table in the wild. I don't know how many still exist. If you want to check out all the Pinball Arcade tables, we'll check out our Pinball playlist. They're all in there. Not necessarily on the PlayStation 4, because I had them on the PlayStation 3 first of all. But as I said, also available on the PC for Steam and Xbox One. Boom. They just get better and better, these. Look how real this seems. When the next generation of computers come out, or consoles, I don't know what it's going to be like. But probably VR is leaning towards we can actually grab hold of the table. So eventually, if this channel still survives, which hopefully it does, you'll get some VR videos at some point in the future. Probably years in the future. Because it's mainly retro, but we do cover a few PlayStation 4s. And these tables, although they're modern day things, they are recreations of retro tables. 1979. Hurrah! Right, here we go. Right, concentrate, Nick, concentrate. You've only got 3 balls. Wide body table, so it is quite wide. I think you could have worked that out for yourself, couldn't you? Yes. Now, what I'm really looking forward in Season 7 is there's Ghostbusters. That looks like a cool table, but it does play the Ghostbusters music in certain bits, so I'm not sure how that'll be for copyright issues. We might have to run the gauntlet or have it up really quiet with me talking all over the top. So I think we'll be okay for review purposes. No one who wants the Ghostbusters music for free, who can't find it anywhere else, is going to try and pull it from my video, because normally I'm talking rubbish over the top of everything, and that won't look good on your iPod or whatever. Hooray! Paragon, not based on a book or anything like that, it's just random fantasy. Not Lord of the Rings, not The Hobbit, not Game of Thrones, because that wasn't invented then. It's Paragon, not to be confused with Octagon, which is an 8-sided shape. Good stuff. I don't think this table had a sequel. It didn't. Bally 1979. The 70s. I can't remember the 70s. I was only, well, I was less than 10. About 5 when it came to an end, something like that. Boomer. Good stuff. Now, the pinball tables tend to be the least popular thing on the channel, because most people that watch these are into retro gaming, but I like to mix it up a little bit. We will do the occasional PS4 game. Good stuff. We won't do them every week though, just drop in every now and again. Probably just gameplays rather than these view things. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 flippers. I've almost lit up Paragon. I've got 3 letters on there. There's some pop bumpers up the top. One slightly to the left there. By getting the ball up the top, it can light those Paragon letters. But it'd be nice if I can get down all the targets in one go. As soon as you've done them, don't get too excited. They will just pop up again, and you just got an extra bonus. So we've got 2 left on the top left to do. A few on the right. Oh, and the ball's drained. Don't forget to nudge the table. You need to nudge the table when you think you're losing. 107,000, that's not bad for a go, is it? Now, if you want to compare your scores to mine on here, I don't get much time to play it because I'm running the channel, but my handle is njenkins7. If you do me a friend request when I'm next on, which is a bit random, sometimes there's some gaps, I will add you on. So then you could be playing the game, and then a window will flash up saying, you've beaten njenkins7. You go, ha ha ha, I've beaten that fool. And you could probably comment on the thing as well, on the video, and say, you've beaten you, and I might go back in to see if I can beat you. You know, it's always time for a comeback. Boof. Yes, right. That'll be a good live stream, wouldn't it? Me trying to beat your score, whatever it might be. Unless I'm on 120,000 and you're on 82 billion, then there's something going on. Maybe you've got a fake magnet or something. Now, these tables, you can opt to buy the Pro version or the standard version. This is the standard version. I think the Pro version, you can zip around the table and put the ball where you want and deactivate and turn certain things off and all that sort of thing. But I want the real experience. I'm not playing the extra stuff. Some people have said to me, Nick, the games you already reviewed on PlayStation 3, the earlier seasons, why don't you review them on PlayStation 4 as well? Well, unlike Pinball FX3, if you own them on the PlayStation 3, you can download them for free on the PlayStation 4. Pinball Arcade, you have to pay again, although it's half price, I think, but I think that's a bit of a con, because essentially it's the same table, just got a bit better lighting, and maybe the ball works a bit differently. I'm not going to get suckered into that thing. So all tables from now will be on the PlayStation 4 and beyond, but I'm not buying them again. That's just crazy talk. I'm not a zillionaire, you know. I'm quite a bit short of that. Maybe a zillion. Bib, 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 bib. So the sounds are pretty much reminiscent you'd find on a 70s pinball table. They all have their sort of eras. 80s, you sort of like got the dot matrix coming in. 90s music and sound and stuff was a bit better. So you do get different eras of pinball tables. 70s and earlier, 80s, 90s, and the modern day ones. I'm glad pinball is making a bit of a comeback, and I think the main reason for it is these digital recreations, which bring in tables and awareness to people's homes. 84,400, not quite as good that time. So, you know, there's room for digital and real stuff. Real tables take quite a bit of maintenance because stuff goes wrong every now and again. But the digital has brought, as I say, to thousands of people. This only had a production run of 9,120. So I imagine they've sold more than 9,120 copies of this. So more people played it digitally than in real life. At some point, if Farsight keep going, they will have created every table ever, and that's going to be genius. And then they can just work on making them more real and real and real. I was going to say realer, but I didn't know if that was a word. Through the spinner. This view gives me a bit more view of the table, though a little bit further away. This is available on your phone as well. Or iPad, so if you're on the train or bus on a commute, want to play a bit of pinball, then by all means load this one up. The only problem with it, of course, is sometimes you can get so engrossed that you might miss your stop and end up in Addis Ababa, if that's on your train line. It might be. You've never gone to the end, have you? Boom! Yeah, very tricky, these tables, unusual, but with all these real ones, they have got their own unique plays, unique feels to it, and you need to get into the groove. Sometimes you'll think the game's impossible, and other times you think, I've kept this ball in quite a long time, you'd think. And think, I must be invincible. Not that time, 45,140. So I'm getting progressively worse, haven't I? So it's 100 and something thousand, 80 something thousand, now 40 something thousand. I think we should give this one more go, do you think? Let's try and beat the highest score. I've done a few goals that flashed up, so keep an eye on them. But I like this table. It's quite basic, but it's quite pretty as well. Lighting is gorgeous. Look at the lights going up on the top there. It does feel alive, this table. It feels like a real thing. It wants to speak to you. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, good. A good start to the season. There's going to be more impressive tables than this, I think, but a good way to start things off. Next table after this is going to be a later table, Wipeout by Gottlieb from 1993, so 14 years later. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. But I think the star of the show, as I mentioned, is going to be Ghostbusters, which brings out real speech from the actual original Ghostbusters movie. Yes, can't wait for that one. Bally. No music on this one, just beeping and stuff, but it's as you would expect, really. I don't know if Farsight are ever going to do... they can't do it, I don't think. A table designer and design your own bumpers and put it where you are. I hope they don't. Because then you're going to get some, well, horrible stuff about. The ball physics are pretty much the same on all of these. But there is a very different feel, as I said, to Pinball FX3 to Farsight tables. They both feel real in their own way. The balls feel a bit lighter on Pinball FX3. Maybe it's the angle of the table. Boom. Right, I don't know what happens when you light up Paragon. A bonus score, I'd imagine. You don't get showered in money from above, or champagne turns up. Oh, come on, Nicky. 3 balls. This is ball 2. You can see the amount of balls we're on so far on the right there with that number 2 digitally. Would have been impressed with this in 1979. Saw it in a bar, age 5 or whatever I was. I would have played it a lot if I could reach it. I probably would have been on a step ladder. There we go. We've beaten someone's score. If that was you, hello. Try and beat me if you can. Right, that's one person down. See, I'm not that bad after all. Keep playing and playing and playing and playing and playing and playing. Beep, beep. Oh, what's that? Yes. I'm getting in the groove now. Oh, now I've lost the ball. Why do I say these things? I sort of like tempt fate, really. And that's that. 124,750. Good stuff, good stuff. Well, I like that table. As I say, a promising start. Hope you liked having a look at that one. That was a Pinball Arcade Season 7. Table Pack 62. Paragon, published in 2017. If you've got any thoughts about that table, any further ones we're going to come up to in the series, then let me know. If you've got any pinball stories you want to share, that would be great. If you want to support the channel so it survives a long time, because it's always a little bit in the balance, then please consider donating at patreon.com/njenkin. Every little bit helps, and yes. And until next time, take great care of yourself and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye.